So, so innovation has been assigned different connotations by different groups. What is innovation that would help in engaging talents in the 21st century, according to you, sir?
So innovation, I don't see it as a separate discipline. So the way we look at it, or the way I look at it, is that innovation underpins everything you do.
Right.
So you can have innovation in the technology side of the business, but you can be innovative at working at the reception desk. If, for example, the process flow in your reception is not efficient, you can take an innovation and do something new and different. And you could maybe have people come in a different order, and if you could optimize that experience of coming into a reception as a receptionist and make it a better experience, you've been innovative. So I think innovation is actually misunderstood, in my opinion, all the time, because it's seen as one part of the business. It's not. It should underpin everything you do, and it's more a state of mind or a set of values. I'm willing to create something new. I want to do it differently.
So you want to make innovation part of the culture, embedded in the culture.
Embedded across the culture.
Right. So Google is a well-established firm functioning in a mature industry. So what, according to you, how do they tackle with innovation in such institutions?
In terms of
an industry which is mature. So how do you use innovation as a force to drive your business?
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, I guess the technology space is maturing. We're still quite a young company, but what we do, we interact with a lot of other companies, right? We have a lot of customers, very big traditional companies, where innovation, you could argue, is not front and center of their agenda.
Right.
And so one of the challenges we have is, how do we get people excited about what they can do with technology in more traditional industries? And you think about, it could be any industry. I mean, how do you get car dealerships thinking, well, I can put an ad in the newspaper and hope that people are going to come and see the launch of a car. But why don't I use social networks? Why don't I create videos of my salespeople talking about the car on YouTube and upload those? Why am I using search? Why am I creating an opportunity to capture people, and get them interested in this car? So when it launches, then I can engage with them again on the web.
Thinking out the box.
Thinking out the box, using technology to drive their own agenda. I think one of the problems is that people are seeing technology is a separate bucket, when actual fact, again, it underpins everything we do. If you're a small hotel owner, you can now use technology to reach customers you could never reach before across the world when they're searching for your hotel. So the innovations like this are really important.
So are there any techniques to observe the impact of innovation strategies for engaging talent in the 21st century?
Any techniques?
How do you measure innovation, the success of innovative strategies?
It's very difficult to measure innovation, because the problem is it's very difficult to define innovation. And if you go and search innovation definitions, it's very different ways of defining innovation. So measuring something that's difficult to define is quite hard. That's the first thing. But I think there are ways where you can get a sense of if your company's innovative, right? One of the obvious ways is where your customers view you. Do your customers and employees actually think you're an innovative company?
Right.
And innovation to me means about taking existing ways of doing things and combining them in a new way. It could be a customer experience at a hotel, or it could be, it could be anything, right? In terms of the different businesses and different structures and business models. But I think measuring it really is largely around a reaction of, is your business growing? Are you crossing chasms? Like, are you moving from one innovation to another? And one, for example, people who produce fax machines now aren't selling very many, right? But the people who produce the fax machines, if they've moved into
one step
ahead into the next wave of communication. One Kodak was a poor example. They went out of business.
Right.
They produced film, and then we moved to digital cameras.
And they did not adapt to that.
They did not adapt. So another way of measuring it is, did you adapt? And do you see what's coming and measure what's coming, and then adapt your business
moving
practice
along with the changing trends.
Yeah.
To adapt yourself. All right. So what are some of the HR innovation strategies that are typical of the Southeast Asia region? I believe you worked with Google in Australia, and now you've moved to Singapore.
Yeah.
So different cultures, different backgrounds. So what, according to you, are some of the HR innovation strategies adopted?
Well, for us, Southeast Asia is a very fast-growing region, and it's quite a new region for Google. So we've only been in Singapore since 2007. But we've also, over the last 2.5 years, opened 4 new offices across Southeast Asia. So we've opened offices in Malaysia and Thailand in 2011. 2012, we opened Indonesia. Last year, we opened the Philippines. We're doing business in Pakistan, although we don't have an office there, Vietnam, etc. So what we found as an HR strategy that is really important is importing talent. So not looking at talent as a meritocracy.
Right.
Hiring the best people means they can come from any shape or form, any race, religion, country, sexual preference, anything, doesn't matter, right? And so one of the strategies we have very clearly is to import and get the best talent, and also find the best talent locally if we can.
Right.
And this is very important in Southeast Asia because in many of the markets, technology is not developed. So you haven't got a big pool of people who've been in these roles before, who have this experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in some ways creating this from scratch, right?
Right.
And other companies like us. So I think our strategy, I would say, is around ensuring that we cross-fertilize talent within the company as much, and also from outside the company.
Also help you guys like have a diversified employee base in the organization, importing talent.
People love working with people from other countries. They do.
Right. Okay. So thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you.
Privileged to interview.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.